Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United have just beaten Wolves 2-1 at Molineux in our final Premier League game of the season. Very good win for Manchester United. We did have the reserves out. We have gone unbeaten away from home all season in the Premier League. Elanga, he scored the first goal. It was his first goal for Manchester United, and it was his second Premier League start. It was a very good header from Elanga, and it was an exquisite cross from Daniel James. Wolves equalised through Nelson Semedo. Fabio Silva got the assist. And our second goal came from Juan Mata from the penalty spot. It was a special moment for Juan Mata. Juan Mata could be leaving the club in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer did say not so long ago that no decision has yet been made on Juan Mata's future, and Juan Mata did lose his mother not so long ago. He obviously started in the number 10. We got the penalty because Donny van de Beek got brought down by Saiz. He caught the back of Donny van de Beek's foot. Well, initially the referee didn't award the penalty. It was VAR that awarded the penalty. I've just watched the highlights of the game. Couldn't watch all the game because I don't have BT Sport. There was some good performers though today by Man United. Elanga, he played very, very well. Like I mentioned, scored a very, very good goal. I thought his movement was also very good. Donny van de Beek, I thought he played very, very well. He was very good in the first half. Weren't great though in the second half. Axel Tuanzebe, he played today. I thought he enjoyed a very, very good game. Axel Tuanzebe looked well composed. He played the ball out from the back well, and he blocked everything that Wolves had to offer. Tuanzebe's done well recently. I think he should get more opportunities. I think a lot of United fans will be saying he should play in the Europa League final. Brandon Williams, I thought he enjoyed a pretty good game today. He actually had a very good chance in the game. It produced a good save from Patricio. Alex Telles, I thought he enjoyed a good game. I thought he made some good interventions, and he read the game very, very well. Should Telles play more often? Matic, he was quite good in that midfield today. He looked well composed, actually kept the ball well. Matic could be leaving Man United in the summer transfer window. It recently said that Jose Mourinho wants the Nemanja Matic at Roma. Mourinho wants to reunite with the player. Mourinho's got a good relationship with Matic. Corriere dello Sport said that with no problem letting Matic leave. We'll probably get around 8.6 million for him. Untitled Chapter, he played in the game today, and like I said, he looks a very good asset for the first team squad. I think he scored 1 goal for Man United, and that came against AC Milan. Daniel James, pretty average performance by him. His cross was absolutely superb for Elanga's goal. But prior to that, didn't really do much. And he did have a good chance, but he scuffed it. He was actually one-on-one with Patricio. Eric Bailly, he did okay today, but weren't brilliant. We brought some substitutions on in the game. We saw Shortire come on. Solskjaer did confirm prior to the game that he was going to be involved. We saw Hannibal Maguire come on, if I pronounce his name correctly. So he made his debut for Manchester United, and William Fish also came on, and that was his debut for Man United. Wolves, I think Adama Traore had a chance for them in the game. I think they actually had quite a lot of possession, did Wolves. Obviously, Wolves are missing players. Obviously, there was no Raul Jimenez for them today. He's out with injury. Man United have been linked with Raul Jimenez before. There was no Neto. He's out with injury. And he's one of their key players. Johnny, he's out with injury. And Podence is out with injury. Wolves brought William Jose on in the game because Adama Traore had to come off. Wolves went with a pretty strong team now. Obviously, up front they started with Adama Traore and Fabio Silva. Obviously, in the midfield, they had the likes of Moutinho and Dendoncker. Obviously, ahead of them, it was Ruben Neves. I think Conor Cody and Bolan, that was playing for them today. By the way, it was Nuno Santo's final game as Wolves manager. He'll be disappointed with a defeat on his final game. But I do think, Nuno Santo's done a pretty good job at Wolves. He was with them around, 4 years? He's managed quite a few clubs in his managerial career before. He's managed Porto, he's managed Valencia, and he's also managed Rio Ave. Wolves have actually endured a very poor season to their standards, because Wolves have actually been very consistent in recent seasons. One season, I think Nuno Santo got them a 7th place finish. Don't forget, a couple of years ago, Wolves got to the FA Cup semi-final for the first time in 21 years because they beat us in the quarter-final 2-1. Wolves haven't been the same team since Diego Jota left them. He was a big loss for Wolves. Jota went to Liverpool last year. They also lost Matt Doherty to Tottenham. It's actually our first win at Molineux. since 2012 because we beat Wolves at Molineux 5-0 back in 2012. We have done the double over them this season, beating them 2-1 today, and we're beating them 1-0 at Old Trafford earlier on this season. Don't forget it was a late goal from Marcus Rashford. The goal was definitely fortuitous. But yeah, like I said, I wouldn't have been really bothered even if we hadn't have won today because it was a meaningless game anyway. We've already clinched second place. And obviously we are in the Champions League for next season. But it's good to finish the season with a win because prior to the game against Wolves, we were winless in our last 3 league games because not so long ago we drew 1-1 with Fulham. We lost 4-2 to Liverpool and we lost 2-1 to Leicester. But reflecting on this 2-1 win against Wolves, it gives us a lot of confidence going into the Europa League final against Villarreal. It's on Wednesday, is Villarreal. It's Poland, Gdansk. The Europa League is our priority. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first major final as Man United manager, and it's our 8th European final. Solskjaer is looking to win his first trophy as Manchester United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. Like I said, Villarreal are not world beaters, but they are no pushovers. We win the Europa League. That'll give us a lot of confidence and that gives us something to build on going on into next season. And it is a great achievement for Ole if we win the Europa League. Now, we have got some players out with injury. Solskjaer did confirm not so long ago that Harry Maguire is a doubt for the Europa League final because he said things aren't looking great with Harry Maguire. Maguire has got ligament damage in his ankle. He sustained the ankle injury in our 3-1 win against Aston Villa. Anthony Martial, he's out with injury. He's been out with an injury for a while. He remains out. James, he's not injured now. He's just come back, but he was injured. Fred, he's got a knock. He didn't play any part today against Wolves. McTominay recently had a knock, but he's now back. Phil Jones, he's out with injury. He's been out of injury now over the year. Jones doesn't get in our 11 anyway. But yeah, can't wait to the Europa League final. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware that next season is going to be huge for him and Manchester United. Because next season, Solskjaer has got to exceed expectations if he is to remain Man United manager. Next season will be his 3rd full season at the club. This has obviously been Solskjaer's 2nd full season. And you know what? I've got to give a lot of credit to Solskjaer because I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done. You've got to say he's done well to say the squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. After the Europa League final, our focus will be on the summer transfer window. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. It's very, very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in. The The summer transfer window will be Ollie's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. And Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants good backing. And you know what? I'm expecting him to get the backing he deserves, because we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director. And we've also got Matt Judge. I just don't think Solskjaer's been backed enough so far as Man United manager, and in that aspect the blame stems from the board. There is a lot of players that Manchester United are looking at. Solskjaer recently demanded 3 new transfers in order for Man United to challenge Man City for the title next season. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, that's 8 years ago now. I've already identified the areas in the squad where Man United need to strengthen up. Now obviously there's been a lot of narratives coming out regarding Harry Kane from Tottenham. It's said earlier on today that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is open to selling Anthony Martial to free up space in the squad for Harry Kane. You know, Solskjaer is pushing to sign Harry Kane. Kane has ruled out a move abroad. He wants to remain in the Premier League. I reckon he'll go to Man United or he will go to Man City. Obviously, Man City are looking for someone now to replace Maguire, because obviously he's left Man City. Now, Harry Kane recently had an interview with Gary Neville regarding his future. Daniel Levy, who's Tottenham's chairman, he obviously doesn't want Tottenham to sell Harry Kane, because he knows how much of an imperative player that Kane is. Daniel Levy was recently furious with Harry Kane for going public with his desire to leave earlier on this week. Kane said earlier on this week that Tottenham could be ready to sell. He will decide on his own future, not Daniel Levy. But it was earlier on this week that Harry Kane put a transfer request in at Tottenham. And he confirmed for the second time that he wants to leave. Man United, Man City and Chelsea have all been in contact with his representatives. He did recently say that Man United and Man City were set to offer Harry Kane 80 million in wages. He said that Tottenham were demanding 150 million for Kane, but I'm very, very sceptical we'll get 150 million. I reckon Tottenham will get 120 million at the most. For Kane. Football Insider said not so long ago that Man United are prepared to offer Jesse Lingard and Anthony Martial in a swap deal for Harry Kane. He also said that Chelsea have launched a bid and they're willing to offer Tammy Abraham and Arrizabalaga in a swap deal for Kane. Ryan Mason recently dismissed suggestions that Harry Kane asked to leave. You know, Kane did say earlier on this season that he wants to win team trophies. He said that after Tottenham's Carabao Cup final defeat to Man City. He said a few weeks ago that Harry Kane was ready to ask Tottenham to listen to transfer offers this summer. He says that the Glazers were planning to sanction a £90 million bid. You know, Tottenham have not won a trophy for 13 years. Now, the reasons I take Harry Kane at Manchester United is because he's a prolific goal scorer, he's well proven in the Premier League, and he's regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. And he'd fit our team perfectly. Harry Kane has been a long-serving player at Tottenham. He's endured 17 years with them. He's been in their senior squad since 2009 and he risen up Tottenham's academy. He's got a contract with Tottenham until 2024. He has had loan spells before with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. But Solskjaer is refusing to rule out signing a new striker. Man United still want a striker, despite Cavani signing a one-year deal not so long ago. Man United have got a chance of signing Jadon Sancho in the summer transfer window. I give you the news on Sancho earlier on today. Jadon Sancho deal has been agreed. It says Sancho has agreed the contract and he's agreed the personal terms. Sancho loves the prospect of joining Man United in the summer. The deal for Jadon Sancho could cost around £77 million. Fabrizio Romano did recently say that Dortmund are ready to sell Sancho for around 80 million. And he said Man United are interested in Sancho, but he said there's been no official talks or bid yet. It is an open race. The Manchester Evening News said a few weeks ago that Sancho is pushing for a transfer out of Dortmund, and it even said Man United could use Lingard to buy Sancho. And earlier on this season, Borussia Dortmund did confirm that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho, which will allow him to depart Dortmund this summer. But Borussia Dortmund have already admitted that they'll sell Sancho for the right price, and Dortmund's CEO did reveal that the club will discuss exceptional offers for the winner. But yet, last summer, Jadon Sancho was our number one priority target. I thought we was going to get Sancho last summer because Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close. Because the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, wages had been agreed and a contract had been agreed. But the reason we didn't get him is because we was reluctant to meet Dortmund's 108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. Obviously there's been rumours coming out regarding Ronaldo. Solskjaer wants Declan Rice. He also wants Rafael Varane from Real Madrid, doesn't he? I think there will be some outgoings in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer did recently say there may not be many outgoings, maybe 2, 3 or 4 players could just leave in the summer transfer window, but there is still deadwood at Manchester United. I think the players that should go in the summer transfer window is Romero, Lee Grant, Phil Jones, Brandon Williams. I'd say loan him out so obviously he can get a lot more opportunities and he can gain more experience. You know, Williams is our third choice left back. We only really play him in meaningless games, Williams, don't we? Or, you know, if Wan-Bissaka are out intervariable, or we've got some injuries to our left backs. But he did play a lot of games last season, Brandon Williams. That's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. Diego Dalot, we'll be looking to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with Milan at the moment. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. He's out on loan with Lazio. Matic, I think we should offload him in the summer transfer window. I'd say offload Juan Mata because he has now lost that yard of pace. He may stay though for one more season. And I think we need to offload Anthony Martial because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. But there's a lot of players that will stay at Man United in the summer transfer window, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Man United have obviously got to get the Glazers out. If we get the Glazers out, it'll definitely be the right decision because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. And in general, I hate the way the football club has been run now for a long time. So you can understand the fans' frustration. You know, the Glazers have been at Manchester United for 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. By the way, Joe Glazer will attend the Fans Forum on the 4th of June. Solskjaer did say not so long ago that the fans' protests have affected the players. Earlier on this month, you know, Solskjaer did say that the Glazers apologised to him. Because Solskjaer did say that the violent incidents went too far. But he says the club have got to take notice of the fans. And earlier on this month, Solskjaer was angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protest. Gary Neville had a lot to say on it. You know, Joe Glazer wrote a letter to Man United fans earlier on this month. And don't forget, Avram Glazer refused to apologise over the European Super League because Sky News caught up with him in Florida. It said earlier on this season that the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. Before that, it said that the Glazers have got no intentions of selling the club. Joe Glazer released a statement earlier on this season apologising to club fans over the European Super League. So yeah, we've got to recommend new owners in. We know Woodward is going to be standing down at the end of this year. It got announced earlier on this season that Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward because we've been critical of him for a long time. Woodward's had a 16-year association with Man United. On my next video, I will be giving you my player ratings from this game. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.